excuses. I do have excuses. Life happening. But first I need a coffee because Callie has not been letting me get more than 4 hours of consecutive sleep all week. So I'm a little bit tired. Where have I been? That's a great question. I'm pretty sure like literally within a day or two from me posting the last video, I went on a nice 3-week sick bender. Like 3 different illnesses, 3 weeks. I was stuck in my room. I could not leave my room for 3 weeks. It was all sorts of different things going on. I had a period in there that was really bad. I literally got hand, foot, and mouth, like the thing that toddlers get. I literally got hand, foot, and mouth. Don't recommend. I understand why toddlers are awful when they get it, because that was the worst thing that I've ever experienced as far as illnesses go. That was terrible. That was 1 month. And then month number 2 was Callie tore her CCL, which is the dog version of an ACL. And due to her age, she is not a candidate for surgery. So we kind of had to rehab that on our own. And that was just not only was it a lifestyle adjustment, but it was also just like, I needed to step back because I had to accept that she's getting older and I might have to make tough decisions in the coming months that I still might have to make. But as of right now, she's doing okay. I've had her on a lot of rest. She is not agreeing with that. She does not want to do that, but I'm making her. At first, like the first week or 2, she wasn't putting any weight on the leg, and now she's at the point where she will put some weight on it. I wouldn't say she's at 100%. She's still got a slight limp, but I would say like first thing in the morning, she's probably at like a 90%, and then by the end of the day, she's at like an 80%, so she's still doing good, but that's where I've been. And yeah, I probably could have vlogged all that, but priorities, you know? So I'm gonna make up for today. I'm gonna take you guys on some adventures. We are at Walmart to grab some groceries. Not even groceries, I'm just getting stuff for pumpkin pie cheesecake for Thanksgiving. It's like my only contribution to this family. Cup of milk, and I didn't see any in the back, but I also just checked the front and I didn't see any there either. So I might have to like just run to the gas station and grab one of like the small bottles, because like I don't want to get the huge thing of milk. I can't drink it, so I just need 1 cup for the recipe. I have been craving clam chowder, and I know as soon as I get it home, I'm not actually going to want to eat it, but like, let's just be safe. I found one back there. I turned off the camera so you guys wouldn't have that awful angle that I was shooting at. What is that? Banana car. I might have to grab this. This looks like it's good. This looks like it's good. So many things today, guys. Now we gotta get some cat food. I technically don't need dog food, but I didn't know that they were gonna be $7 off, so I'm gonna go get a cart and we're gonna get dog food. Try these just because if I don't get some sleep soon, I'm gonna lose my mind. So we'll try that. I did order her a Thunder shirt that'll be here today as well, and we will try both. We're technically done with errands that I needed to get done today, but honestly I'm enjoying being out of the apartment for once. So I think we're gonna go to Old Navy and try on some jeans. I haven't bought jeans since literally high school when my grandmother was buying them for back to school. I haven't bought jeans since. Like, I've never paid for jeans with my own money. I'm kind of getting bored of the athleisure look. I do want to get some jeans, and with Black Friday this week, I feel like that is prime time for me to grab a couple pairs. But I don't know sizing, I don't know fits, so we're gonna go to Old Navy and try some on. It's literally so crowded in here. So I just grabbed like 3 different sizes. I don't even know what size to get, so we'll just try those on and then we'll go look at actual styles. These are my favorite. The high-rise Wow Super Skinny are my favorite. They're like the first ones that I recorded, I think. These are like a maybe. These Rockstar Super Skinny, I liked them, but not as much as these ones. And then these are like most likely the nose, but it would be this one. The Wow Flares are just, unless I find an outfit that I like. I didn't like the black Super Skinnies. I feel like the difference with the mid-rise, I didn't like the mid-rise, I liked the high-rise. So I didn't like these ones. The Wow Wide Leg, same thing, it's just if I can find the outfit. And then I liked the mid-rise wide cut, but again, I need to know what to wear it with, and these were too short, or these were too long. So if I could find the mid-rise Wow cut, but in a short, we might be in business. So maybe not mid-rise, but short, whatever. However that works, we might be in business. So I liked some of those, but I didn't get them today because the prices online, like I was seeing them like $19, $20 online, like the sale prices for Black Friday. And in store, it was like buy one, get one 50% off, but like the list price was still like $35. So it doesn't make any sense to me to do it that way. So I'm gonna check online, and then worst case, if they're not, like if the styles that I chose aren't part of that, then we would just come back, but we're gonna look first. Another purchase that I've been putting off for far too long. I officially had to throw in the towel though, because all of my underwear are like stretched out and uncomfortable now. So like I had to call it quits. December has historically not been very kind to me. Like this year I was struggling with some things with Callie. Last year we had the miscarriage. A few years before that, December is when I lost my Chihuahua. So honestly, all things considered, I was really not feeling it this year. I did not want to decorate. I didn't want to put up the tree, but I knew that for my mental health, it was best if I could just like power through, kind of force myself to decorate anyway, because I do really I like the vibe in the living room when it's all the lights are off and just the tree is lit up. I do like that like sense of calm, that sense of serenity. So even though I really wasn't feeling it, I wasn't really feeling motivated, I was like, let me just try, let me put the tree up and let me just, push myself through it. And I'm going to try my best to do that, but like I'm going to explain in a little bit here, I'm not actually going to get through it. I'm going to get the tree set up. It is pre-lit, so I'll at least have the lights that I can enjoy, but I'm not going to get to finish decorating it, putting any of the ornaments up or anything like that. I'm not even going to get to finish fluffing it. Callie was just really not having it. It was causing her a lot of anxiety. I don't know if that was causing her a lot of anxiety or if it just happened to be a coincidence that the timing lined up, but it was also one of those things that it was like, if I don't finish this right now, I'm not going to come back to this. So I was trying really, really hard to get this all done in one night. I was trying to push through. Callie started to freak out, but I was trying, you know, just keep going anyway. I do eventually just have to call it quits. So the tree doesn't get fully fluffed or anything like that. We just kind of leave it in a Charlie Brown tree state, and you know what, that's okay. I did my best. You know, this December wasn't it for me, but maybe we'll try again next year. And really at the end of the day, all that matters is that, you know, I did try. I tried, and it just didn't work out, and that's okay. I think sometimes we really just need to be a little bit more forgiving with ourselves and like not hold ourselves to impossible standards. I'm not a huge Christmas person anyway, so it doesn't like hurt me or upset me to not have the tree fully done. I didn't get it fully fluffed, but Callie's being really anxious right now. You probably saw the camera bumping. She kept bumping into the camera. She's getting pretty anxious right now. She's been having these like weird like panic attacks. So it's not fully fluffed. I promise it's not a Charlie Brown tree. It will be pretty filled out once I finish fluffing it. I have to take a break really quick to tend to Callie. I probably won't get back to this tonight, but I will get back to it later in the video. So I bought a walking pad. My doctor has been really pushing me to do 10K steps a day, as I'm sure most of our doctors have. And I've been I haven't really cared about it, but I kind of sort of got it in my head that maybe my fitness is contributing to my IUI failures. Obviously, I don't know that. There's no way to confirm that, but I felt like maybe if I can just start consistently doing more steps a day, that will improve my chances. It'll improve my health, my body. It'll prepare my body a little bit better for pregnancy, for childcare. So that was my kind of main motivator in getting the walking pad. But overall, I do feel like it was just a good decision for me. Mental health, all of that. And I have not been consistently hitting 10K yet. This is February when I'm recording. This is March when I'm recording this voiceover because of how long it's taking me to do all this. I haven't been consistently hitting 10K yet, but before I got this walking pad, my daily average was maybe hitting 1,000 steps. I am now hitting at least, on a bad day, 4,000, and on a good day, I do get really close to 10 if I'm not hitting 10. So like, I'm considering it a win. Yeah, baby girl. Say, Grammy, throw it. Say, Grammy, throw it. I didn't let her. Good job. Good job. So I'm going to fold some laundry and pack. For this spontaneous road trip, we are gonna go up to Baton Rouge for a couple days, not for too long. My friend lives up there and it was her birthday this week on the 23rd, and I will catch you guys up in a second, but I've had quite an awful year since the last video, which I know it was a couple months ago. I will catch you guys up on all of that very shortly while we pack here. We're gonna take a road trip up to Baton Rouge tomorrow. It is Friday today. We're going tomorrow, which is Saturday. I'll be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll come back on Wednesday. It's a 10-hour drive, which is not bad for me. I love road trips. I love driving, so that's like nothing for me. I'm gonna have a great time, but it does mean like pretty much all day tomorrow is just driving, and that's fine. That's fine. I've got some audiobooks loaded. We're good to go. And I kind of decided this. I think I decided it on Tuesday, actually. It was Tuesday. It was my friend's birthday on Tuesday. I was asking her like what she's doing to celebrate, what she's doing to just like enjoy her day. And she was mentioning that she was going to do an escape room with her friends when they all came back from their Christmas holidays. So probably like Monday, Tuesday next week. And I jokingly said, great, that gives me enough time to drive up. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, actually, I could drive up. Like, I also have to work Monday, Tuesday. I do have the rest of the week off. I have Wednesday, Friday off, but I have to work Monday, Tuesday. But I work remote, so I can work from anywhere. We're thinking about it. I'm like, actually, I really could drive up. Like, if you want me to, just say the word and I'll come up. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna drive up for a couple days, and I just need it mentally, just because of the year that I've had. I know I haven't been posting many videos. I know my last one was like 3 months ago now. We're also going to do a trip to Europe next spring. So it will be Ireland and Slovenia next year for my birthday, for May. I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna go over there to visit 2 of my friends. And it's just because with IUI and IVF, like, that's where all my money has been going for the past 2 years. It's been just saving for IUI, and then spending it on IUI, and then having nothing to show for it. Like, I come home and I don't have anything. So it's just mentally very taxing. I know eventually I will have a baby and it will be worth every single dollar, but living in the present right now, I need to see my hard work and my money result in something. So we're gonna do a trip to Europe to see my friends, and that's just gonna be something tangible, something that I know that my money has done, and then we will get back to the IVF saving situation. If we even need to save, because other update from one of the past videos, the financials. I was able to finally fix the student loan issue where it wasn't letting me get on income-driven repayment. I was able to fix that, and it brought my payments down from $800 to $250, which is much more manageable. So I've been doing that since August, July, and how I mentioned that it dropped my score 100 points, that those late payments on the student loans. 1 month after I made that first $250 payment, completely fixed my score. It recovered 100%. So if that happens to you, just try to get on income-driven repayment, make that first payment, wait a month, and your score will be back. At least that's how it happened for me. So that was a huge stress off my shoulders. My debt repair program is going to be done by March, which means that my credit score will be completely recovered. So if I need to, like, I'm not saying I want to get out of debt to go right back into debt, but like if I need to for IVF, if I needed to like get a loan or do care credit or any of those, I have that option available to me once my score has fully recovered. Right now, I just don't have that option. Right now it's save or you got nothing. So like I would still rather pay cash for it when I have to, so I'm not in debt, but at least I have that option. So if like we're running out of time, I have that option. Semi-related, I mentioned how bad my periods were and how that was a huge driving factor for why I was trying to rush my IUI and having a baby, because I just could not mentally take the periods anymore. After my last IUI failed, I stopped taking my prenatals, and I noticed within like a week that my energy levels were crap. Those prenatals were keeping me alive. So I immediately replaced them with just something cheaper, because I was doing the ritual ones, which are like $45 a month, and I was just like, I can't keep doing that. Like, not right now when I just added the $250 student loan payments. Like, I need something a little bit more practical for right now. So I just got some regular like women's multivitamins, and then I also got an iron supplement, and I think that's been the key. I knock on wood, have not thrown up from my period in months. It's been so manageable. just making sure that I'm on those iron pills, I feel like that's made the difference. I have not been throwing up, and so that's also been able to take a little bit of the pressure off of me, a little bit of the rush away. So that's been nice. Definitely try it if you can. When I did my labs and blood work, my iron levels were saying that they were fine, but I don't know if it has to do with like the point in my cycle. Like maybe my iron levels are fine on a random Tuesday, but when I'm mid-cycle, maybe they dip. I don't know. I would have to go get blood work to confirm that. Whatever the case may be, iron supplement and a multivitamin has made my life a lot more tolerable right now. Okay, so that catches us up on some of the more outlying questions and stuff that I've left in previous videos. Let me catch you up on the rest of the year and why I haven't been posting videos. Part of it was I was just creatively burnt out. I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video or not, but back in May, my employer, I work for a digital marketing agency, and there were 3 project managers. Back in May, they fired one. We didn't get a replacement for her until mid-October, close to the end of October. But then the new ones have to be trained, all of this. So like, even though the replacement's been hired since October, I just started feeling the relief of having the new employee like in the past week or two. Like, it has been survival mode since May. I've been overloaded, overworked. It's been so much. It's been draining. I've literally been no energy. I've lost all creative interest. Like, I was fighting for my life to stay out of a depression pit, because with my work, a lot of it is creative, and I enjoy that normally, typically when I'm not doing the work of 1.5 people, because with 3 project owners and not replacing one, it just meant that the work got split between the 2 of us instead. So I was just doing the work of 1.5 people, and it was just exhausting. It was exhausting mentally, creatively. I mentioned before that I was doing Palm Street to sell my art and stuff. I haven't touched my art stuff in months, because it's just, I would log out of work and I would be like, I cannot possibly do a single creative thing. Like, I was just logging out, and then I was logging into video games where I could be like mindless. And that's pretty much how my life has been since May, and it's awful and I hated it. But it was it was survival mode. Like, that's all I had going for me, really, was just survival. That seems to have been handled. Things have started leveling out, at least in the past week or two. Things have started to get a little bit more manageable in work sense. Now, for the other major life update, I did have to put one of my dogs down last week. Callie, the black lab boxer mix that you've seen in my videos, she had to get put down last week. In hindsight, I should have seen it coming. She was 13. She lived a great life, but things just, and I'm gonna try to go through this quickly, because if I don't, I will cry. I have been crying a lot in the past week, but I don't want to cry right now. I just want to give you guys information, because it is helpful information in case you are going through the same thing, you're noticing the same things. It's helpful information, so I do want to share that with you. Callie has had separation anxiety her whole life. That was nothing new, but it was something that we had more or less gotten a handle on. Like, I knew how to work with it, live with it. She was medicated, all that. Early summer this year, it seemed like everything that we had done, all the progress we had made, just completely stopped, and she reverted. And it was like the medicine wasn't working anymore. I was trapped in the house again. Like, I could not leave the house because I would come home to destruction. It doesn't matter what I would do. Like, none of our usual methods were working. So that should have been a warning sign for me. It wasn't. I just thought the meds stopped working. Middle of October, I had to leave for a work lunch. And like I said, I've been like housebound. Like, when I say housebound, I mean I was not leaving this house unless my mom could come over and watch the dogs, from June until last week. Middle of October, I had to go to this work lunch. I didn't have a choice. I had to go to this work lunch. Obviously, it's the middle of the day, so I don't have anyone that can come over and watch Callie. Whatever, I was like, we've done this before. She'll be fine. It's just an hour or 2. We were mostly fine, except I came home and she was limping the worst I've ever seen her limp. These are very active dogs. I'm not used to limping. Sometimes they'll just step on their foot wrong or something and we get a little limp, but it was never this bad. She was not putting any weight on the foot at all. And so we had her checked out, and it turns out that she had torn her CCL. And due to her age, she was 13 years old. She was not a candidate for surgery. The only thing that I could do for her was bed rest, and that's it. Just bed rest, reduce movement, and let it heal naturally. Which I do think we were getting there, because after 2-3 weeks of bed rest, she was starting to be able to put a little bit of weight on it. It was usually like she'd be able to put weight on it in the morning, but by the end of the day, like, she would be a little bit tired. You could tell that it was bothering her. She wouldn't be putting as much weight on it by the end of the day. But we did make lifestyle adjustments. I put a carpet down in the living room so that once she stopped listening to bed rest and was like, I'm gonna get up on the couch anyway. And I noticed that, you know, it was really hard for her to get up and get down. Obviously the floors are very slippery. It was very tough for her, but she was not willing to give that up. So I put a carpet down, made a world of difference. It was so easy for her to get up and down once I put that carpet down. I got like a harness, like a sling. You're supposed to use this sling to like help older dogs in and out of the car, but I was using that to help her go for walks and stuff. And we weren't like going on walks. It was like go outside, go pee, come back inside. But I was using that to help her with her weight. That, and because we live on the second floor, I needed to help her up and down the stairs. So we were using that. Great. Everything was working fine. The end of October, it was Halloween. It was my brother's senior night. My grandmother was in town visiting, staying with us, and Callie was just like starting to get restless. And I kind of noticed this even before my grandmother was here, like more during the day she was restless. Like I would be working and she just would not settle. Normally she would just be on her bed sleeping all day while I'm working, and she's just, the beginning of October, that was just not her anymore. Once my grandmother was here, and I just chalked it up to, you know, she's excited because my grandmother is here and she loves my grandmother, she wasn't settling when we were going to bed. We would be in here, she would be restless, she'd be moving around, but it would only take like an hour or so before she would finally settle and lay down, which is fine because normally my routine is that I would lay down and read for like an hour or so. That's my reading time, so I would read for an hour or so before I go to sleep. So her being restless for that hour really wasn't impacting me too much. Sometime like shortly after my grandmother left is when she started getting a lot worse. She was not settling like at all, or she would settle for the first part of the night, but then 3, 4 in the morning, she would be up and not settled anymore. And she was kind of acting like the way she would act in a thunderstorm. Like she was panting, pacing, doing all this crazy stuff. And it's like, I can't sleep through it because she's climbing on me. She's physically climbing on me. If she wasn't physically climbing on me, then she was walking through the house to like make noise, like shaking the metal doors or shaking the crate, doing anything she could to make noise. So it's like I could not sleep through it. I was averaging 4.5 hours of sleep the entire month of November. I did get a vet appointment because that's just not normal. And it's decided that she had like basically doggy dementia, canine cognitive dysfunction, CCD. Doggy dementia, which was now just kind of like at its worst. Like if I look back, she's had it for probably the past year. She started having accidents in the house. She was just overall more restless. And the anxiety pitching back up over the summer. Like the signs are all there, I just didn't notice it until it got bad. So that vet appointment, they did prescribe her a medication, Clomicalm or something like that, but it takes like 6 weeks to work. I saw no change in that. We got that like the second week of November. I had to put her down on December 15th. Never saw any change from that. So like it just didn't have enough time to work, but I also didn't have the freedom to get that much time just because of the risk. And I don't think I've gone into it on detail on this channel, but Callie and Keija back in 2017, they got into a terrible fight. Terrible fight. Like it was a fight to the death that I somehow managed to break up. After that, they had to be muzzled or crate and rotate. It was crate and rotate, one dog in the crate, one out, or they had a muzzle on, and we lived like that until 2021. I think 2021 is when the muzzles came off, and they were able to coexist like you've seen them on the videos. They've been able to resume play, which is something at the time I did not think we were ever going to get back to that point. I was just praying and hoping that we could come back to living in the same house fine. I didn't expect them to ever play together, engage with each other anymore, and then over time they just did it. And I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was hard. It was very, very hard, very stressful, very hard, but it was a lot of training, a lot of hard work from me, from them, and they did amazing. So we were able to get back to that point because of that history. And with this doggy dementia starting, and where it was literally like overnight, she was just restless, she was panting, she was pacing, she didn't really know where she was. She wasn't responding to me, she wasn't responding to anything. Like she didn't know where she was. I could not risk her declining any further and attacking Keija or attacking Cobra or even me. Like if there could have been a point where she wouldn't recognize me. And this is a dog that I never, ever would ever, she would never hurt me, Absolutely. There's nothing that would make me think that she would hurt me. Doesn't matter how annoying I could be. Like, this is a dog that I would trust with my entire life that she would not hurt me, as long as she has her senses. Now, if she was that far gone mentally, I can't be sure that she wouldn't hurt me. I did have to make the tough decision to put her down before it could decline that far. I did not want to let it get that far. I was willing to put up with these 4.5-hour nights. Like, I was exhausted. I was so tired. I was mentally drained. I was frustrated, but I was willing to do that. I was willing to put up with that for her if there wasn't that risk of it getting even worse and her hurting somebody else in the house. So I did have to make that decision to put her down on the 15th. I'm just gonna go through this really quick so I can't cry. I had one of those services that come into the apartment, come into your home. It's an at-home euthanasia, and I cannot express how perfect that was, how amazing that experience was. Like, the hardest day of my life. This is my soul dog, the dog that I've had since I was 19 years old. She meant everything to me. This experience, 100% worth it. I will never put a pet down another way. Not only was it great for her, she would get anxious out of that appointment. Like, she would be fine. She's a happy dog, but she would still be nervous. You could tell. You would see the dander building up on her back. Like, that's how nervous and anxious she got. And I did not want to bring her into a vet to put her down. I had somebody come into the house. For all she knew, she was just making a new friend. This new doctor was here. She was giving her treats. She was having all this attention. My mom came to spend the time with us as well. So she was just having a party. She was having a great time. I got to hold her the whole time. I was on the couch. I got to hold her the whole time. Keija got to see her, because that was the other thing, is that they've been together since she was 4 years old. She was 4 years old when I got him. So they've been together their whole lives, and I was very worried about him not understanding where she was and freaking out. He got to see her after she passed. He got to see her, got to sniff her, and I don't know if he really understood, but like, we're a week into it now, and he's been pretty good. He's honestly been a little bit more of a different dog. I think he was feeding off of her anxiety a lot. Like, I have left the apartment a couple times, and I've come back, and it's just been like, it's like bittersweet, because I come back home when I leave to go anywhere. Like, I go to the store, or I have to go into the office, and I come back home and it's just silent in here. Like, nobody's freaking out. There's no mess on the floor. There's no panting and racing around. He's just chilling in his crate. And like, he wasn't even like that before. Like, when Callie was freaking out, he'd be freaking out. I'd open the door and he'd start barking and freaking out. So I know that they were feeding off of each other. So like, it's kind of bittersweet that it did help him to lose her, but he's handling it great. I haven't noticed anything that's like, there's nothing giving me warning signs that he's looking for her. So I think it helped that he was able to see her. But yes, if you do ever have to be in that situation, I highly recommend the in-home services. It was not only great for her, but it was great for me. I didn't have to drive. I didn't have to think. I was in the comforts of my own home. I could just literally, I was able to hold her, and then I was just, once everyone left, once the vet left, and once my mom left, I was able to just lay down and feel. And that was well worth the experience. Yes, it was a little bit pricier. In total, for the visit and a private cremation so that I would get her ashes back, I spent like $700. Not cheap, worth every dollar. Worth every single dollar. I did get her ashes back in a couple of days. I had to put her down on Monday. I got her ashes back on Thursday. She's now in her urn. I ordered her a custom urn. It's a huge adjustment. It's a lot of pain. But that's kind of just what spurred this spontaneous trip up to Baton Rouge. It's just that I need something. I need my friends. I need to not be here alone. So my mom's gonna watch Keija, and I'm gonna just drive up there tomorrow. Yeah, I will take you guys with me. I'm gonna finish packing, and then I think the next part of this clip will probably just be us loading up the car and then getting on the road. You know what else a road trip means? It means I get to use my Pokemon lunchbox and my Pokemon cooler, because I get to put my drinks and snacks in there. Honestly, I don't get to have too many fun snacks. Like, I might stop for something, but because this was spontaneous, I literally just grocery shopped. Like, I think like Monday, like Sunday or Monday last week, I grocery shopped, and I got like a bunch of like fresh fruit and stuff, which cannot survive 5 days without me. So I'm gonna have like boring adult snacks for my road trip. Like, I might stop for one thing of candy or something, because like, what's a road trip without some Sour Patch watermelons, right? It looks so much like I'm overpacking. This is my carry-on. This looks like I'm overpacking, but it's literally just because I have to pack for both 80 degrees and 40 degrees. Like, it's gonna be 80 tomorrow, it's gonna be 80 Sunday, and then like Monday is supposed to drop to 60s, and then like Tuesday is supposed to drop to 40s. So it's like I have to overpack because of winter in the South. Okay, so full transparency, I really sucked at getting footage during this trip. I really was just kind of enjoying the moment, enjoying time with my friend. I wasn't focused too much on getting coherent clips. So you see me here starting my TEFL certification to teach English, both online and overseas, and I will talk more about that in a little bit of a future video. But for right now, I'm just starting that here at this cafe, and then I went across the street to get this boba, and look at the cute little Pokemon cup, and it came with the like cutest little straw cap thing. I'm in love with it. We also went to Hot Pot, which is my first time at Hot Pot, and let me tell you, I am obsessed. I cannot stop thinking about Hot Pot, and I want to go all the time. It's like basically $35, and I can eat all the seafood I want. Like, yes, please sign me up. I'm here for it. It was a great time. We didn't actually end up going to the escape room, which was kind of the whole point of the trip, but it's okay. I had such a great time anyway. We did go to Barnes & Noble, and I kind of spoiled myself with a lot of books, and we're gonna go through them right now. I did, honestly, I've read all of these already, but they were my books that I like to have my physical copy, so it was all books that I've read already, but I picked them all up to add them to my collection. If you want to know anything about any of these books, just comment down below and I'll tell you like my recommendations. This series right here I'm obsessed with, changed my life for real. And then Captain Prince, another one, just so good, just amazing. Amazing series. I had set a reading goal of 25 books last year. I only got to 17, so I was pretty discouraged with myself, but I'm pleased to say that I've already done great work to kind of remedy that this year. It's March and I'm already at 13 books, so we're in much better shape to hit 25 this year, and I'm pretty excited about that. This is pretty much going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much again for your patience, for all the love and support. I am looking forward to working on more videos for you, so I will catch you in the next one, which is already filmed and ready to be edited, so it'll be out very soon. Thank you again, and I will see you guys next time.